Yep, another video about Traverse City and stupid things Traverse City does. As can be told by the title, it is about affordable housing in Traverse City, if you want to even say there is any. Oops. Anyways, alright, so everybody, anyone that lives in Traverse City or has been in Traverse City or anything, or even searched for houses, places to rent, anywhere that requires you to, have a roof over your head in Traverse City, they should know by now that affordable housing, for the average person that is practically non-existent in Traverse City. Now, of course, obviously I'm doing well, I have my own place, blah, 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 but I'm not an asshat like the rest of these, people with money and, that can live decently and well, to themselves. I actually came from a place, that I started at rock bottom, worked my way up, traditional type of, inspirational story. I started out in poverty, barely was able to eat, had a bad childhood, blah, 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 but now I'm looking, I'm just fine as I am, and, have a place to live, I have expendable money, I don't worry about having nothing to eat, I have plenty to eat, I have internet, I have TV, I have, surround sound, I have everything I could need and then some. However, this is not the case for a majority of the people. There is an outstanding amount who can barely even make it paycheck to paycheck with just bills alone. Alright? They don't have expendable money that they can buy things, randomly. Alright? And it's not entirely their fault either. I mean, all the other rich people that are always on, you don't like your life, then change it, get a better job, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, wow, these guys sound like some egotistical, self-righteous, arrogant, ignorant asshats. Retarded. It's like they live in this world of delusion because they grew up overprivileged, obviously, where they don't even know what it's like I do, to start out at the bottom and have to actually work your way up. And there are a few obviously that have started at rock bottom and worked their way up, like Conor McGregor. He was basically living off of but nonetheless, he was basically living off of nothing. Alright, now he's a super mega millionaire superstar. But just like the others, the money got to his head and he just lost everything of where he came from. So, in other words, money changed him. Money didn't change me. Financial status didn't change me. I am who I am to the core. I know where I came from, I know where I started from, and I do not forget that, and I appreciate everything I have. Unlike Conor McGregor, who, and all these other people that may have started, at the bottom and worked their way up, and now they're complete asshats like the rest of the rich people out there. Alright? I'm not like that. I always look and want to have betterment for everybody. I don't want to just get richer. I don't want to, be all about me and have this self-righteous, arrogant attitude of, oh, well, I made it rich, so you should be able to make it rich too. Are you stupid? Majority of Traverse City and the people that work here are cooks, dishwashers, fast food places, mall. I mean, we're not talking high executive jobs. We're not talking CEOs. We're not talking, WWE or UFC. No, it's not like that in Traverse City. I mean, if you want to put yourself in the debt majorly and maybe get a registered nurse degree or some high-end job, and then eventually, you know, you can do that. That's the whole traditional way that's usually said to go, but not a lot of people can even do that. So they're stuck in this vicious cycle of go to work, pay your bills, have practically nothing, if nothing at all, and then repeat. So what are we going to do for these people? Well, according to Traverse City and the news that I was just reading, instead of having affordable housing, we're going to have a $1.5 million per condo system put up by the bay. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Who the fuck can afford $1.5 million of that? Oh, right. People that don't even actually live in Traverse City that come here and buy, you know, fun houses, as they're called in that, you know, upper community, or vacation homes, whatever you want to call it. People that live in Traverse for 2 months and then leave, or just stay for the summer months, which isn't very long. But nonetheless, there are these asshats that, you know, the rich are basically kicking out the poor and the people living in poverty. And I'm just like, are you fucking stupid, Traverse? Alright, so I have this comment from a person that works in Traverse City's HUD. And she says that if you think that private company greed has nothing to do with housing problem around here, Traverse City, you're vastly uninformed. You probably have no idea how our local government operates when it comes to housing and property for the poor. You only know that a company needs to make money, and somehow that helps everyone because you're brainwashed. Excellent point. Millionaires are kicking out the average person to make room for their vacation property that they use for a few months a year. And another commentator stated, how the heck does the average working person afford to live in Traverse City? What the hell? And I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck? It is almost known by everybody, that affordable housing is a severe problem in Traverse City. So what the fuck what does Traverse City do? Oh, we're gonna sell condos, apartments for $1.5 million instead. Oh yeah. Just goes to show how Traverse City is, showing off their superiority and stupidity. God. I can't get over that, man. And not only that, but the design and how it looks, and there are way more people that agree with this too, and it looks like a fucking prison too, an upscale prison. I cannot believe that. I mean, the price range for these upscale prison looking things is $1.5 million to $5 million. Alright, now I want to know, you know, who can actually afford that when the majority of the businesses around here are small locals. As I said before, restaurants, you know, cooks, dishwashers, fast food, mall, you know, that type of thing. The only good place that really provides, you know, a good substantial amount of money is Munson Medical Center and other places of that nature, because, you know, they get at least $70K per year type deals, so they can have very affordable living. You know, that type of thing. It's just, I can't get over it. You know, the majority of the workforce in Traverse City is that of the not so paying well type of jobs. So basically what it's come down to is Traverse City is showing just how egregious they are, and just proving exactly what I say about this place. It's for old retirees, stuck-up, snooty, rich, overprivileged people, and, you know, that's about it. I mean, If you're just an average person, working an average job, doesn't have any spectacular degree, or you have a family and you have, one income or whatever, do not come to Traverse City to try to find a place to live. Trust me on this. You will regret it if you come into Traverse City with no college degree or no spectacular high-paying job and actually think you're going to find an affordable living place. You will regret it. You will end up on the streets, because all the affordable places, which there isn't very many, and thus there are waiting lists like you could never imagine. You have to wait. There are people that have stated they had to wait over 3 years to get to even be at the top of the list for the affordable housing around here. Over 3 years. So that could be anywhere between 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or even longer years. Just to have the opportunity to apply, to try to get into an affordable housing place. And same with those low income places or whatever. It's even worse there, because again, that's the severe problem. The low income places even have to wait longer. And don't even think about trying to, buy a house around here. Oh my God. You have to be, extravagantly wealthy in order to buy the houses around here. Or if you just have, $500K, $300K, $700K, just laying around, then go ahead. But if you don't have that much expendable cash, then again, don't come to Traverse City with star-glazing eyes and, excitement of, oh, we're gonna live in great old Traverse City. No. You're not. You're gonna end up on the streets. So, the more research I've done into this, and the more that I've read about it, and the more that I've discussed this with people, the more I've come to realize just how bad it actually is in Traverse City. And it's exceptionally bad. We're talking on a scale that is worse than finding a job. Because to find a job, you need to, live in the area. We're talking, there are some people that actually live out in Cadillac, Michigan, and drive all the way to Traverse City and work there. That's how bad it is. Alright? So the secondary problem, which is directly linked to the housing issue, is help wanted signs. You see it all over Traverse. All these business owners and all these other people are saying, oh, we don't have anyone to, work for us. We needed help. And they bitch and moan, complain, but then they go and support this $1.5 million condo bullshit. Okay? Well, if you want people to work for you, if you want workers, then you should be supporting affordable housing. Herder. Jesus fucking Christ. Seriously, if you want workers, if you want a workforce, help them actually, not give them, but help them have a place that they have a chance to live. We're not saying just give away free houses. They're saying, and I'm agreeing with them, give them affordability, alright? Have a house and sell it for something that's reasonably priced in their price range, their salary range, what have you. So not something that's $500,000 when it's only, 800 square feet. Or alternatively, rent out a place. Alright, this is another huge issue. Renting is just as ridiculous as housing, okay? So let's say there's a place and you're just renting out a room in a house, all right? The lowest that I've been told of that has been found in the direct Traverse City area, the main area here, has been $400. Yeah, $400 to rent a room. We're not talking a house, we're not talking a place, we're talking just a squared little box of a room. That is what they're paying $400 for. Holy shit. And that's the lowest that I've ever been informed on. And if you go on Craigslist for Northern Michigan, Traverse City, and you search up renting and whatever, you'll see 500, 600, 700, 800, and you're only getting a room, a tiny fucking room, for $800 as the average price for renting. How is that any better than the housing? I mean, you might as well put yourself into debt trying to get a house than try to rent out a place for $800, because that $800 is more expensive month to month than it would be to just put yourself into debt for a few years, you know, and over time you'd be paying more for the rent than you would for the actual house. So in reality, renting is more expensive than owning a fucking house in Traverse City. How ridiculous is that? If you really crunch the numbers and do the math on this, you will see renting is more expensive than fucking owning a house in Traverse City. But of course, not everyone can just, you know, go to the bank and say, hey, I want a loan for $500,000 or something of that nature. 200, 300K. But you get the point, all right? A lot of low credit or what have you, or already in debt because of what have you. So they're forced to go to renting, and people know that around here, so their greed gets the best of them. They take advantage of the poor around here. And Traverse City is supposed to be this blue state, right? Seems more red to me, if you ask me. But nonetheless, you know, it's just one of them deals where I've been doing lots of observation, lots of reading, lots of, you know, talking with others, discussion with others, and it's mind-blowing how Traverse City blatantly ignores the people that need housing the most. They don't care if you're, you know, living in poverty, if you don't have anything to spend after you pay your bills. They don't care if you end up homeless. All they care about is catering to the overprivileged and the wealthy. You know, that's who they care about, apparently. They could care less about anyone that doesn't make, you know, a ridiculous amount each year. They don't even care if, you know, the people that are buying these places don't even live in Traverse. All they want is money, because Traverse City is greedy as fuck. And it shows. I mean, as I say in so many of my videos, the people around here are fucking out of their minds. Delusional, stupid, overprivileged, rich kids. I mean, shit. It's absolutely egregious. I mean, unfortunately, I'm friends with, you know, a good majority of people from Traverse City because I fucking live here, and their posts and their pictures, and I just look at these posts and pictures and what they say and what they do, and I'm just like, you wouldn't know hardship if it punched you in the fucking face. You know, they're going to all these concerts, they're all traveling all to here, there, and everywhere. It's just like, you just turned 18 and you've already traveled halfway around the world like 3 times. The fuck? I mean, come on. Seriously. These overprivileged kids don't know what the real world is, because they've grown up in Traverse City. They don't know what it's like to live a shitty life. They don't know what it's like to even live in a city that has crime, because Traverse City is so low on crime. Sure, it's going up a little bit as of recent, but in the general aspect, it's nowhere near Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, Georgia, or anywhere else out of the northern Michigan bubble, as I like to say. Safe space, Traverse City. Because seriously, anyone that comes from those major places, aforementioned places, will come to Traverse City and be like, whoa, this place is like heaven. Because there's no gunshots, there's no constant murdering, there's high drug selling, but I mean, in the general aspect, it's about as safe as you can get. But at the same time, it suffers the worst poverty as being the major problem around here. I mean, seriously, it's this, I guess you could say, a mix. It almost wants to contradict itself. It's built around all these rich, overprivileged fucks, but yet there are all these, poor people, all these people that need housing, all these people that need affordable housing, all these low-income people who are kind of stuck in this vicious cycle. So it's like that whole thing, it's that whole 1% bullshit, There's a lot of rich people that live here. That's the majority. That is the base of people that live in Traverse City. Unfortunately, though, there are a good majority. The rest of the percentile are poor people. So what are we going to do for them? What is Traverse City going to do for them? How is Traverse City going to help them? I mean, I've personally taken in homeless people right here. I've given them a place to live. So far I've done it for 3. Given them a place to live, something to eat, my fridge, I've helped them get a job. I let them stay here until they saved enough money to get a place of their own and rent a place of their own if need be. Most of them, wanted to be independent, to have, the pride of saying, hey, I'm on my own type deal. So they went with the renting option, unfortunately, but what it is, and still to this day, all 3 are my success stories, as I like to call them, because all 3 of them, still to this day, are doing well. They are, they still have they're still working at their work, they're still paying their bills. They're, still needing assistance, or what have you, from the government or whatever. But the main point is, if just there were more people like me that were willing to help these people, all they need is a little bit of help. And that's all they'll need. Just give them a little cushion, a little bit of a push, And I'm more than sure that they will do everything in their power to make sure that, just like with my 3 success stories, that if they just can save enough, if they can just have the time to, look for a job and get a job, and then once they get that job, they'll keep that job. They'll make sure they keep that job. And then they'll be set from there, all right? But the hardest part is setting that foundation. They need a foundation to start with. But not very many people, including the city of Traverse City, are willing to do that. So then there's got to be the random few people like myself who literally go out and about looking for people living in tents, sleeping on benches, and being like, hey, and helping them out. I'm superior to Traverse City, the city of Traverse City, moralistically, values-wise, and everything else, because I'm doing something they should be doing, and that's helping out the people that need it the most. not catering to the overprivileged. And people wonder why all the people around here are so goddamn uptight, snooty, and just in the overall sense delusional in their mind frame of outlook on what the world is. Because they're literally turning, the city of Traverse City is turning Traverse City into the Northern Michigan Hamptons, where only the affluent, the overprivileged can live. They're slowly but surely kicking out all the poor people, all the poverty people, all the people that work the low-end jobs, so all these rich fucks can live here, or only live here for a couple months and then head on out to Florida or New York City or where have you. And it's become blatantly obvious. And me being me, I'm going to call Traverse City out on that. Sure, I hate a majority of the people. It's blatantly obvious. You know, I despise how people are in general. But at the same time, I know my roots. I know and remember what it was like to live a poverty life. And it was not fun. It was not good. And so because of that, fuck you, Traverse City, for screwing the people that need it the most. And for what it's worth, you know what? If you kick out all these poor people, poverty people, people that work these low-end jobs, who is going to cater to the rich then? Do you really think these rich fucks are going to work at McDonald's or work at the mall or do entry-level jobs? No. The fuck? Are you stupid? No. You're going to have a city full of rich people sitting on their asses being like, I want food delivered to me. I'm too rich to get it myself. And they're going to be like, well, no one's here to deliver it to me. Why is that? And it's just like, well, let's think about that. You need people to work these entry-level jobs, but you don't give them anywhere to live. Duh. I mean, come on. You've got to be a complete ignoramus to actually think that catering to the wealthy over those that need it the most is a good idea.